Hey there, I'm Mike Dixon. This is Joker Tech coming to you with a new video today. We're going to be talking about the Moto G Stylus. My 5 days with the Moto G Stylus using Project Fi. And you're saying why you're holding up your OnePlus phone and you're talking about the Moto G. Well, let me give you what went on here. Looking to move my work phone, which is normally this phone here, the OnePlus 6, and the line that's on it, and move it to a new phone in a new service and try to save a few dollars. I barely use a gig of data when I was on T-Mobile. So why should I pay $40 when I can pay $30 and they had a heck of a deal on Moto phones? Now, I originally wanted to get the Moto G Power for $99, but that sold out because I dragged my feet. That was my doing. So I picked up the Moto G Stylus for $149. Can't go wrong. Great deal. All right. You know, extra storage, bigger phone, comes with the stylus. Okay, what can we do here? How can we go wrong? Spend the extra $50 and get a better, potentially what I hope to be a better phone. Notice I said potentially. I am primarily on Wi-Fi on my work phone. I'm on Wi-Fi here at home. I'm on Wi-Fi at work. The only time it's not on Wi-Fi is the 30 or so 40-minute travel time when I'm going to work. I normally would use another phone if I want to stream music or listen to a podcast or whatever. So I wouldn't be using this phone. I wouldn't be using this phone to stream that. So to save $10 a month, let's give Google Fi a try. Now I had Fi. I had Google Fi, well, it was Project Fi back then, and I loved it. And now the deal with Google Fi is for a single person unlimited plan, $70. Way too much. But you can get the basic plan. They always point out it's $20 for unlimited talk and text, and $10 you've got to pay for 1 gig for make. And then just say $30 for crying out loud. Just say $30. So I know I'm not using a whole gig. I'm excited to get a new Motorola phone. Soft spot for Moto. Been a Moto fan for a long time, as most of you know. So I said, all right. And hell, I turned on my wife's cousin to this phone. She went with a different phone plan, but she picked it up from Amazon. Now, at the time, she picked hers up for whatever the full rate is, $298, I think it was. And then I came across this deal, which really will, well, anyway, she's done. I like the phone. I had hands-on for it. And I'm like going, all right, let's go for it. Let's go for the deal. I get the phone. I get it all set up, port my number over. And then we have no Wi-Fi. We have internet connection now at work, but we have no Wi-Fi. We are having a problem at work with Wi-Fi. So now I'm burning up the data in here. And the big thing I had a problem with this phone, and I feel it's this phone, is call quality, call reception. I would be in different parts of the building where I never had a problem. Never. Any phone service I had, AT&T, I've had Cricket, T-Mobile, I'm trying to think, Verizon, Sprint, never had trouble on this phone. And I think it's this phone and the carrier. I was having call quality issues with this phone. I thought I would get use out of this phone with the pen in mind. I've had great luck with 600 series chipsets. Never had this kind of stutter, never had this kind of issues. Now, I know I'm going to hear in the comments, maybe you got a bad unit. I don't know. I really am not. I'm not digging the issues with the phone, and I'm not digging the issues with the service. I'm going to put my month in and see where this goes with the SIM in here, and having my primary T-Mobile SIM in this phone. You know, I'm not covering all the quirky specs and stuff like that. I love the screen. I mean, you get really close to AMOLED colors out of this. Watching YouTube videos, great. I listen to music, watch some videos, took some pictures. By the way, pictures I've taken on this device, I'm not going to put that in this video. Go to my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, my Facebook page under Simply Your Device or under Mike Dixon. And if you're following me in any of those, this is where I'm going to post those pictures on this device and start the conversation there too. But, you know, picture quality is okay. I stuck it in this cheapy, flimsy case, but for a cheapy, flimsy case, it seems pretty good. Has a bit of lip where it needs to be. As you can see, it has a little shoulder pads on the corners. I haven't talked much about the pen because really I haven't needed to use the pen. I thought I would be using the pen. I thought I would gotten some use out of the pen. And everything's been more tap and touch and scroll. The sense of needing a pen to do something, but that's the most I've really gotten use out of the pen just now. To show that I played with it. It's more of a gimmick or essentially a tool that you're not going to wind up using, I feel. Unless you're an old-time stylo person or a former Note, Samsung Galaxy Note user, and you want to go cheap on a phone with a stylus, that's when you're going to get use out of it. I haven't come across anything that I feel the need. Like I said, I'm having a lot of weird issues here. Call quality is the biggest one. I got to pick up a phone, and when one of my technicians calls in for a parts order, I need to hear when my boss calls, of all people. This is when it really went down. He called and it sounded like I was like back in 5 or 6 years where call quality was garbage at times. You know, I live in the Northeast where there was no problem with phone calls. I need a phone service to work. I don't know if it's the phone or the service. We're going to try, and I'm going to visit this maybe in my next video. Give it another week and see how it works in the OnePlus phone. I noticed a difference right away how the phone performs using my primary personal number, which is T-Mobile, on this phone. This has the Pixel or the Google phone app where you can receive calls and screen the calls. It did not want to work properly on the Google Fi service. I have no idea why. Because I know it worked properly when I put my T-Mobile SIM in just now. I called using one of my 400 numbers and called it. Now I'm going to insert it here and try and show you what went wrong. The first segment, the very first video, is with Project Fi, and the next one's going to be with T-Mobile. Now I'm going to hit screen call, and hopefully this is coming in there. So this is a test, and I like to see if this screen calling really works. Now, I don't know if you heard me just now. I told it, and there's no reply. So it's like half baked, half. It's not working properly. I don't have the reply from the other person. All you got is this. There's no reply here. There's nothing.
calling is using a screening service from Google and will get a copy of this conversation. Go ahead and say your name and why you're calling.
This is a test for the Google screen calling that now works on T-Mobile. Before, it would not work on Google Fi. That is another disappointment. That I had that in mind. Now I had what I have, a Moto G7 was my last Moto phone, and when I came across that, I was ecstatic. I liked that phone. That was a really gorgeous phone, gorgeous in respect of it was fluid, it was fast. I'm a huge fan of the 600 chip series, and this is remind me of the days of the 400 series. To be perfectly honest, in the 5 days I've had it. Maybe it's going to get better. I don't know. I really don't have a good sense of, is it the phone service causing the phone getting stupid, or is it the phone itself, or is it a combination of both? And, let me just say this real quick. Like I said, my wife's cousin, who's far from a phone, she's coming from a Samsung S5, and now she has this same phone on Mint Mobile, and trust me, she would be at my doorstep saying, Mike, this phone's a piece of garbage, or the phone service, or whatever. And I've not heard from her, or gotten any, upsetting phone calls. I wish I could give you a better review. I really wish. This back piece is a magnet for fingerprints. So I want to try and go a few more, a week. Maybe my next video is going to be a follow-up to this video. Maybe things have improved using the phone, and maybe it's just the service. I know I've been rambling on. I can't express myself clearly how disjointed my time with the Moto G Stylus is and using Project Fi. I have never had this problem before on any phone. I'm Mike Dixon. This is Joker Tech. You like today's video? I'm holding up the thumbs. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if I haven't said that already, or put the little thing graphic up. You like it, give it a thumbs up. You don't like today's video, if you give me a thumbs down, tell me why. Just don't give me a thumbs down and split. Check me out on the Instagram and the Twitter and the Facebooks, and I will see you guys in the next video. I just took Juan Bagnell's ending there. Didn't mean to, but yeah, check me on the socials, and I'll see you on the next video. See ya.